So you've established your first settlement in the Stag Lord's former fort. You've created a council with some assistance from Restov. You have now a three-person council of Idril, Tartucio, and Reckla, who will be the ruling party and deciders ultimately of settlement and kingdom strategy for now. The until you get other things assigned. I've created a handout for us to use to track some of this called
Okay.
Kingdom Overview. And we were talking a little bit about this earlier, but your kingdom is your creation, and you all will be the ones who will name your kingdom once you've acquired more territory. Then you'll get to that point where I think you'll want to establish a kingdom name. Currently, though, all you have is the fort location, really. Although you have alliances with Oleg and alliances with other folks that may align with your kingdom ultimately, until now you haven't really had a place to call headquarters, and now you do. And so what's been happening is since the fall of the Stag Lord and the word has spread throughout the region, you've been having a lot of recent arrivals, people, settlers in the area, tradesmen, merchants, former adventurers are starting to flock to your region after having heard of this and being hopeful that this is a sign that there will be a safe place to congregate and to settle. And so outside the fort on the hillside that you were previously looking at that was barren, it just had a roadway that led in and out. You now see several tents that have erected and groups of travelers that are taking up refuge outside of the gates of your fort. Vitaly is your, what is he called? It's the
Counselor.
counselor, yes. Vitaly is charged with meeting with the people, kind of learning who they are, why they're here, making sure their morale is staying good. For the time being, he's really just learning about the population, and he might be helping them organize events and things along those lines in the early days of all of this. He would report back to you and would this would definitely be something that all of you would be privy to, is that Vitaly would mention to you that not only has the hillside of the fort grown with settlers, but the former Thorn River camp that you all cleared out several weeks ago has also now grown in population, and there are a number of people there who are loyal to you all and who have flocked to the region because of all of the recent good news from their point of view. So that's where we'll pick up here today, is with some of that. And I'm going to have, let's see, let's have let's have Ben, if you would roll a d6,
Find the
please.
dice.
Okay, so you've in total, and this is being reported to you from Vitaly, that there have been 100 new settlers that have now accumulated, both in total in both locations, outside the fort and just south in the Thorn River encampment. And then in addition to that, you've also picked up a couple of soldiers, folks that you could staff inside of the fort and who have a little bit more skill in combat than your settlers might. Your settlers have a whole array of backgrounds and skills, and they've begun, and this is all again being relayed to you from Vitaly, they've begun basically making the camp their own. They've begun repairing the broken wagon that you all had left there. There are several craftsmen who are able to do that. There's a lot of supplies that they seem to be bringing in. There's families of farmers and laborers who are all there and working together. Some children, of course, mixed in, and some livestock that's been moved in. So it's over the week or so that's followed the death of the Stag Lord, or your return, I should say, to the fort and the establishment of your settlement. it's really started to bustle with all of this. And I've got a screen we can look at. Let's see. We'll have this as our kingdom screen so that you guys can be reminded of your different roles and what you guys will each be responsible for. Since you're in the early stages of the settlement itself, there's not a lot for you to decide on at the moment, but the news of all of these folks coming in might be both a little bit exciting and terrifying to you. Let me pull up the kingdom overview one more time. The who is our okay, the Magister is Tartucio. So what Tartucio has decided to do is he's going to try to get a group of magic users together to try to move towards the the undead that haunt the northern hills to see what can be done about them. So that's what you've all noticed Tartucio seems to be working on at the moment. He's got a few other magic users that he can employ to help him with that. And really what you can decide to do is you can start projects. If there's something that you want to assign to your settlement to work on, like I said, they're just going to pick up things and make it comfortable and workable for themselves. So they're repairing the wagon, they're felling trees and making fields and those kinds of things. But if there's anything specifically that you want them to be working on for whether it be defense or resource gathering, things along those lines, those are things that you can assign pretty much for them to focus on. And those would be things that really the rulers would decide, right? The ruling three, council of three would be the ones that would need to agree on. So Idril and Reckla, the two of you could agree on a project, and that would be enough for you to get it started if there was something you wanted them to work on. I'm looking, trying to see what else I can give you here.
I think, have we like mapped anything, or I'm not sure exactly what all has been explored, but just wondering if there's any points of interest that we need to take over or anything like that. Anything that you guys found?
Not particularly close to the fort right now. We've gone as far south as an area called the Sootscale Caves, where the kobolds were set up. But that wasn't really terribly far from here. And then I guess there was the old sycamore too that we cleared out an infestation of nasty little creatures.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I think you summed that up well. Your southernmost explored area would be the Sootscale Mines, marked there on the map. Western reach of this group so far has been Oleg's trading post, and then the eastern has been Restov itself. So really just that T section, if you will, northern part of the roadway and waterway has been seen by you all, right? Now Tartucio took a little bit of a different path, and others have probably taken different paths to get here, but some of your settlers and Vitaly, they're from different regions. They can give you some information about regions you may not have been to yet, but this group as a whole has only really seen those hexes that traverse those areas there.
And so it's a Sootscale mine.
Yeah, it's a silver mine.
Do we have? Can we start our first project in trying to get some of the mine or some of the silver out of there?
Yeah, that seems like a good idea.
I think we need to start bringing in like lumber and ore, and then set up farmlands and stuff like that.
I probably have to establish a good route too. I don't know that there necessarily was a path or road that we followed to get down there.
No, it wasn't. It was much more in the plains that you were following some of the Mitflit trenches.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
But there wasn't really a roadway that you could use to bring supplies just yet. Now you could use the river. It does flow that way, we've determined. So the option to do that and to start to incorporate the Sootscale mine into your kingdom would be a good next step. You may want to visit the bandit camp and establish who you want to follow you there, right? And what you want them to work on. I think that's a really good use of time and resources. It would give you all a huge boost for your economy to have a silver mine. That's for sure.
Yeah. So let's establish, I guess we'll have to establish a group to clear a path to the mine first. And then once that's accomplished, we'll forward with the actual mine.
Yeah, I think that you haven't been to the Sootscale mines in some time, and the residents that you remembered being there are no longer there, right? So you don't exactly know what's going on in the mine quite yet to be able to say, hey, the path is clear. So you may want to go check that out, make sure it is clear indeed, and then give them the green light to begin building a roadway and bringing equipment. So
we could, all along that route, we call it reconnoiter the path. We could figure out where the road could go while we go down to the mine to make sure that it's clear. That way we know what area we want them to clear to create the road.
yeah, that's true. You could map out exactly what you want them to be doing.
Yeah.
Here, I'll put you guys on the other map here in a second.
Maybe we could find a way to leave markers and say that we're just going to continue south from the Sootscale down to the, was it the Barrow? Lonely Barrow is the one that we chose as.
Yeah, the Lonely Barrow is on your way, so you could definitely press forward after visiting the Sootscale mine.
Yeah.
So here is a view of the encampment now that as it's been settled, and you're starting to see again this mixture of farmers and craftsmen and artisans and just common citizens who are gathered here. And it might, as you're traveling on your way, is there anything else? I'm sorry, before I assume that you're leaving the fort, was there any other business or projects that you wanted to discuss around regarding the fort itself or anything?
The money that is in the treasury, 500 gold, is that party money or is that kingdom money? I have down here kingdom expansion.
Yeah, that's money for your kingdom. That's your current kingdom. Now, one of the things you'll get to decide, I believe, your treasurer, is your tax policy and whether or not you want there to be a tax. If you're trying to raise money, you can tax your citizens, your settlements. We'll assume right now that you haven't implemented any tax policy.
Taxation is theft. Well, we can talk about that offline.
It's how the tables have turned here.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if during the time that we are setting up the project and everything, I know that I had messaged you offline, Idril would like to retrain some stuff.
Yeah. You'll have at least a week's time to go ahead and do all those retrainings that you were asking about. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you. But no other projects, but if Tartucio wants to file forms for funds in quadruplicates, that would be great.
He'll probably give that task to someone else anyway, but he seems preoccupied with trying to clear out the undead haunting, and so he's pretty distracted by that as you all are planning your trip southward. You've all, I think, picked a representative to cover for you when you're away.
I don't know that Reckla ever did.
Let's see.
Because I didn't. I think we ran out of known NPCs to nominate.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Short of me nominating a kobold.
Should be an honor. It'd be an honor. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, you're right. That I think these are the ones I have right now. We've got both Voldarius and yourself don't have a backup right now. I think you do have. Let's see. You'll have other NPCs that you'll be able to acquaint with. So for now,
I assume at some point he'll talk to somebody in camp and it'll click in his mind. Oh yeah, I could do it. This person. yada yada.
Yeah,
So
I think you've got several vacant positions as well as like ruling positions.
oh
Which ones were they? Consort is vacant, Marshal is vacant. A spy, you don't have a spy master or actually Fen Warden is your warden, so that one's full. But yeah, those are the couple of roles that you'll still need to fill with NPCs or yourself over time. But that's fine. For now, we won't get too bound into that because
yeah.
you just have a settlement right now, so you're not going to be restricted to all the kingdom events and things yet. So, yeah, so you all then are finished with your business at the fort and you start to head south towards the Sootscale mine. And that's when you would have gone through the encampment. And in the encampment, again, I don't have names and
Yeah.
skills mapped out for every person, but you'll have this general pool of things to draw from. And you can, at this point, give them some direction on what the plan is about taking on the soot scale mining. And so I guess who would be the one that would deliver that news to this settlement? I'm trying to figure out which role that would. You
Yeah.
can always give it to Vitaly. He could be the messenger, if you will, of those sorts of decisions. Dallett's a general, so when he speaks, I'm sure people would not question it a whole lot either. Um, you don't have a royal enforcer yet, so you don't really have that heavy to lean on. But I'm
I mean,
just,
Reckla also makes sense because as the emissary role, he's
yeah.
in the outreach kind of position already.
So if Reckla, as you see this population of people who are really standing in the same on the same ground that you slaughtered bandits on, and they've now got this cheery, hopeful camp growing along the
Right.
waterside. And you arrive, and Vitaly would introduce you to some of the groups of settlers. He'd show you some of the craftsmen who are repairing your wagon and doing some of the other activity to get the land cleared and stuff like that for this number of people. How might you approach this to make them aware of what the future holds?
I think Reckla would approach it. He would speak in terms of, we are so thankful you're here to help build with us. We see your success as our success, and we are looking to provide opportunity to all those with honest intent and hardworking attitude.
Nice.
That vein, we are looking to strike south to a potential resource that could benefit our community greatly. We need able-bodied volunteers, or I don't know, not necessarily volunteers. I think we'll compensate them somehow. Able-bodied workers to help clear a road to this potential windfall for the community. We're looking to create a road, and so we will need people who are physically able to remove trees and rocks and move dirt and earth and work long hours.
We could have the road go through their camp too to bring them business.
Yeah. I think that there you'd have a lot of eager listeners just because this would be the first time they've met the group that fell the Stag Lords. It would carry with it a lot of respect. And if you will, Reckla can roll a d20, just a d20, and we're gonna add 4 to that. All right.
20.
So, yes, so basically your response that you're getting from the group is one of devoted loyalty right now. And so your suggestion has been well received. I think you get the sense that this group is looking for something like that to really drive the economy. Yeah, I think you've got a lot of interested folks, and Vitaly will will be the lead here to give them the go ahead on when is time to move in that direction. But in the meantime, he can oversee the preparations, all of the things that would be involved in getting the wagons ready, getting the roadway working, building any infrastructure that might be necessary to bring along to the cavern. You'll
Right.
obviously need to report something back to Vitaly, so I don't know exactly
I
how,
think
but
I was thinking about leaving markers, tying off ribbons along the path. Every 100 yards, they could see something that we've tied off to a tree or a mark we've made, and they could just follow those. That way we don't
I
physically
gotcha.
have to return.
So you're really going to be mapping out the roadway for them, and then
Yeah,
they'll
that
they'll
was the
be
thought, at
following
least.
slowly behind, like clearing it.
Yeah,
And so by the time they get there, you'll have already figured out what awaits them and everything else. So
right.
okay,
And enough foot traffic will beat down any of the tall grass and whatnot.
all right, yeah, I think you've got a good project beginning here. So I'm gonna add this to your kingdom overview. There's a section for current projects, and I'm gonna call this the mine, the Sootscale mine. Basically, you guys start with 50 building points that you can spend, and for a project, every month that it takes 10 points of building points. If we take a look at the map, I'm just trying to get a sense of how far away the Sootscale mine is from your encampment. And it's not that far, actually. Okay, so it's it's two. So it would be a 2-month project for them to complete the roadway to the Sootscale mine. So we'll add that into your kingdom overview, and then that'll cost you 20 points, which we'll get into that more of the building points later. For now, you should just spend them all to get things
Yeah.
going. Got it. Sootscale mine, 20 BP. All right. Anything else that you want to inform the settlers of before you head south? Well, and I have in here in the projects list that, and I think Ben was alluding to this too, is that you might want this mine to become like a marketplace, to become a hub for
You
trade.
mean
The camp, yeah. So if that'd be another
which camp is this
project.
again?
This is the south camp. It's called the Thorn River
Okay.
camp. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, we might need to build a bridge then, right? Because it's a river. We'd
Yeah.
have to build 2 bridges.
You could, yeah, you could build a bridge to get yourselves, back and forth, depending on where you want that to go. I don't know.
I'm just thinking if it's gonna be, if the camp is supposed to be the trading area,
Yeah.
marketplace,
Yeah.
to get all that.
You could have a single bridge and also have the waterway, but
I guess the camp really is right on the river though, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, maybe we build a single bridge and they can potentially extend their camp or the settlement or the marketplace to the other side of the other bank, the river as well.
All right. So you think what we'll do is we'll call it a marketplace and bridge project. And that would be another project that would span 2 months time. So all of this would be going on concurrently. I think one of the things that will start to happen is if you do get if you overutilize your settlement, then you could have some stability issues. Like if you have too many people creating roads and or too many people working on projects and not maintaining, you could run into stability issues down the road. But right now that's not an issue. I'm just mentioning once you start to get multiple projects running, you'll have to start to balance some of that, and you'll have stability rolls that you'll have to make. But
Okay.
but for now, yeah, you've got 2 projects that you've announced. I think everybody would have received those really well with the role you had. And yeah, so yeah, you guys can head off southward and start what's the process? You're gonna go 100 yards. You're gonna tie the
A
ends or
marker.
something.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm assuming it'll be easier to have like little ribbons, little colored ribbons or string or something, rope to mark the way. And I guess in areas where there aren't trees, maybe we could do something, I don't know, carve like an arrow in the ground or something.
Okay. Yeah, I think that there's enough vegetation that you could certainly leave some leave something that be visible for the most part all the way to the mine itself. Is our group consisting of right now? It's the three of you and what are our kobolds? How many kobolds do we have?
Got 3?
And that's I guess a question for you all is, are they all joining you right now? Is everyone coming along, or
Um,
are you leaving anyone else of your companions behind?
I think I would have asked Kurth to come along, and then there's Verbach and Brithen. Since they lived in the caves, they could be useful in
Hmm.
identifying things or showing us where to go and where not to go, maybe. So,
Okay. All right. So you've got
uh,
the
the only problem is technically, I'm assuming Voldarius is in the party or whatever, or because he's the only one who can speak Draconic
hmm
to the kobolds. So that is, I don't know, maybe a meta issue.
Idril can.
Oh,
There you go.
nice. Excellent.
He, he speaks Draconic, Elven, Fey, Halfling, and Orcish.
Perfect. Then,
He's like a
no problem.
linguist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. So yeah, you've got that taken care of, and you've got the three kobolds then eager to see what remains of their home, their former home, and you're tying off. I guess everybody's maybe rotating and tying off. Is there someone in the lead? What's the general marching order of this?
Probably Dallett, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say I can take lead.
Yeah.
All right.
And yeah. And then Reckla will follow with the kobolds.
Let's see what's going on then. Okay. As you're riding off, getting started, one of the citizens that you saw moving some supplies around back in the camp comes running down the hill towards you, waving their hands at you, and says, "It may not be anything, but there was rumor of a hill giant roaming the territory that you're headed towards. I did not see it myself, but some traders that I saw on my way here were shook by it, and I would give him a wide berth. So
Do you have any idea of how long ago the giant was spotted?
it would have been less than 3 days ago.
I see. Thank you for the information. It's vital.
There's going to be bumps and bruises starting a kingdom, but a hill giant bruise is rather large.
That's, yeah, oversized lumps.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna have you do a couple of checks just to see how things proceed with the plan. 1 second. Pull up your sheet. So here's the way I'm thinking about just making sure that things are working correctly. I'm thinking that either someone who has crafting, is trained in crafting, or survival, or nature can make this check. And this is just going to be basically for the roadway itself, that you're picking a good path, right? You're picking a proper path, one that's not going to be terribly too difficult for the group to follow behind you with. Okay, so you've been able to, Reckla, be the one that's guiding on this is the proper way, up this hill, down this way, around this tree, sort of thing. And then I think as far as getting the markers tied off and putting them in a place where they can be seen, we'll have one of the others, maybe Chris, you could make a roll. Or does anyone have crafting? Trained in crafting?
Yeah.
Okay,
Idril is plus 11 in crafting.
perfect. That's what we need. So if you want to do a crafting just to see how well marked you've left things in general for the group behind you.
There's a plus 9 here, though.
Okay. Okay. Not an issue at all for you all to find the roadway, mark the roadway, keeping your eyes open and watching the horizon. Dallett might be what you're working on. I'll have you do a survival check. Sort of the only one left there. So yeah, along the way, maybe it's just not real easy visibility. In fact, I do need to double check and see what the weather is like today. 1 second.
So I just think the hill giant is a regular sized person.
Yeah, you're like looking for you're looking for more gnomes or
Yep.
something. Yeah, but as the weather dictates here, it's a heavy downpour that starts, and so your visibility would be really terrible anyway. But for the rest of them, finding the roadway seems to be not too challenged by the downpour, and your movement is already slow because of the task that you're performing. The day goes by to where it's getting dark and it's getting late and you're not at the Sootscale mine yet. You imagine it'll be about another half a day's travel to get there. This would be the point where we'll have you do your camping activities to see if you can find a site and everything else. Who would like to be the one that rolls the survival check to find the site? I think you guys already had a SOP for this somewhere.
You would think that Finwarden would be the survivalist, yeah?
He is the go-to. Reckla's trained in survival as well.
Okay, let's have Reckla make the roll for finding the site.
Found a sweet spot, guys.
Yes, you did. You found a perfect, suitable campsite. And what are the other checks we gotta do here real quick?
Oh no.
Okay, so yeah, camouflaging the site. I think that was what Dallett was doing before us.
Yeah.
Stealth.
I am not trained in stealth.
And then of course there's some other tasks. So okay. Are you happy with that?
What,
Yeah.
15?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's... You know what? I'm going to save my hero point in case you run into that giant.
Fair. You guys can each do 2 camping activities, so if you've already done one, you can still do another one. And if you haven't done one, you can do 2. So what else do you all want to do from your camp?
Is Dallett expert in perception?
Yes.
Does Dallett want to organize watch?
Oh, yeah, sure.
So everybody will get a +1 to perception checks made during watch. So that worked.
Nice.
So Dallett's done his 2 activities. Idril still would have 2, and Reckla would still have 1.
Not many of these involve books.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think the one that Reckla is probably he's either gonna hunt and gather or cook a basic meal. I think we're doing all right on supplies, so go with cook a basic meal. And
so you're pulling out the old cookbook?
yeah, we'll go for we'll try and make the kobold casserole.
All right.
Or is that considered a special meal?
No, I don't think you have a special meal yet.
Okay.
Yeah. These are all
right,
basic.
so a DC 22 survival check? Dang.
Or DC 18 cooking lore, which...
I don't have cooking lore.
Are you a thaumaturge, or what is Reckla again?
He's an oracle.
Oh, okay. There's a lore that thaumaturges have called esoteric lore, where you just have like a junk drawer of knowledge, and you can apply that to like any lore checks. So I had a character who had that, and no one else could cook, but I would use esoteric lore for my cooking check, and it would be really good. So I became the cook just off of random knowledge. So
That's funny.
Can
Yeah.
I provide aid to Reckla for cooking?
yeah,
Since Idril is trained in survival.
yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, if you want to roll and see if you can give him a boost. So it's saying DC 20. Yeah, DC 20. There you go. So you'll get a +2, or a, what is it? No, +1.
Yeah.
Yeah, +1 to your check, Scott.
Give it a shot. See what Reckla comes up with. Oh,
There you go. There you go.
need it.
That's nice.
Much appreciated.
All right, so everybody will benefit from the meal. What did you cook again?
The kobold casserole.
Nice. Yeah, so you spend 2 basic ingredients per serving, so that would be there's 6 of you right
6
now.
of us?
Yeah, 6 of you at least that we're including in this. You can minus those from your ingredient list, and then your success means that everyone who eats it will get a +1 to all savings throws until basically the following morning, essentially. Cool. All right, that hit the spot. You have one more activity, I think, Idril, if you want to use it.
Yep. I'm going to do the hunting and gathering. Literally the only skills that he's got. So,
It's a good one. It's a good one. It's always
Yeah,
good.
we need it.
Always good
We
to
need it.
fill
We
back up.
always need
alright, so another survival. And yeah, here's some berries. I think they're edible.
Let's see, is it okay?
They
Yeah,
crumble into dust as you hand them over.
it is a critical fail, so you get 1d4 basic. Okay, and you've attracted attention. So you're gonna make a check to see
Lord.
what kind of random encounter occurs at the campsite following your gathering. So you can roll a 1d4,
Sorry, guys.
and okay, you'll at least have uncovered 2 ingredients, and then now make an additional flat check to determine if a random encounter occurs at your campsite. Oh, this is just to see if it occurs. So I think the flat checks, how does the flat check work? Let's see.
It's just versus the region DC or whatever.
I think so. I'm just double checking. 1 second.
I totally didn't even see the pile of poo berries from the whole giant waste, and I was digging around in his chat.
Okay, you'll roll a d20. There's going to be a 20% chance of an encounter. So if you roll a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on a d20, there will be a random encounter.
Oh Lord!
Well,
God damn it! I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
It's all right. Get that 1 out of the way.
Yeah,
That's
get it out of the way
That's
now. All right.
your 1 for the
So
night.
here we go. I like that it was on the last activity that happened. So everything got done, and everybody has their benefit of everything else that worked. Let's see what happens here. So 1 second while I find a random encounter table. Oh, there's that. I'm gonna see what else happens here. Oh, it's like making me roll on multiple tables. Let's see. All right, during your gathering in the area, you've been able to find very few ingredients. Maybe the rain has made that task far more difficult than it normally would be as well. And during that time also perhaps made yourself a little bit more visible or detectable. And as you're walking back towards the camp, maybe complaining a little bit that there's not much here, Idril, one of the kobolds that's in your group, stands up and points behind you and says, "Watch out! And as the others, that would get all of your attention, and you turn around and you look back, and you see a figure of a large humanoid walking in your direction.
Shit.
How large?
Do you want to do a perception check? I can tell
Oh, I
you
got a +1.
a little more. Yeah,
15.
larger than 10 feet tall.
Ooh. I found him!
Didn't take terribly long. Let's see.
Gotta try one.
I'm gonna find a map for us to use for this one.
And he will hike up his robes and run.
Is the map for the... Oh, here we go. Okay. All right, we'll put the camp here. Let me get you the token. Here we go. Are you able to see yourselves
Yeah,
and
unfortunate.
the... Okay. All right. Yeah, the figure emerges as a silhouette at first, and as you're coming back, just one of the kobolds is the first to notice it. But for the others, if you do perception checks, anyone else who hasn't done perception check, this is other than Idril, so it's basically just Ben needs to roll this. There you go. So you, Ben, noticed it right away as well, that something was amiss, that there was a large shadow that was growing and turned into this humanoid figure, which turned into being something giant in size.
Thudding footsteps.
Yeah, you're basically going to be able to act right away this turn, but for anyone who didn't, the others, they won't be able to act until the following turn. So let's go ahead and do the initiative.
Oh yeah, make sure you click on your token.
Yep. Although I think Roll20 fixed that, I think.
Oh, did they? Hope so.
I think they did. Goodness, is this...
Yeah, I can't seem to. Oh, I'm clicking on the wrong.
Yeah, and I'm replacing my token too. I think I had the wrong. Here we go. Okay. All right. That's better. That's better. Okay, so we've got everybody in there.
Give me a second.
Yeah.
Like, where in the hell?
I think it's got everybody in there twice. Okay, here we go. Initiative is... Where is that, guys, on the sheet?
On the perception, under the perception box, the right-hand side.
Ah. You. Lovely.
All right.
Sitting there bitching. I swear I could find something in a tome in a musty library, but I can't find damn berries. Damn it.
All right, so our hill giant is going to act first. Descending. Okay, here we go. All right, and Kurth, you've actually got more than Kurth with you, so let me get your other companions. Where are they?
There.
Got it, okay. Put them here and here.
Oh, I don't see Harlick. Those are both listed as Harlick.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. That's weird, because when I open them, it doesn't even show the name. It just says Kobold. Let's see if this works. What were their names? Drithin? Oh, okay, I think I know what's going on. These are copies. Yeah, these are copies, so that one should be looking correct now.
Yeah.
And then the other one is back. Got him? Does that look right
Yeah.
now? Alright, and we don't have Fen Warden in here. We don't have Voldarius in here right now either, so I'm going to take these guys out for now. Alright, perfect. Now we're going. Alright, the Hill Giant is a big, ugly looking bastard who walks with... As he comes greater into your vision and you see the way that he lumbers, he's carrying what looks like a giant club on his shoulder. He's wearing a patchwork hide armor, and in his other hand that he doesn't carry the club in, he's got a large sack that he's carrying, and he basically moves in, and you see him reach into his bag and pulls out a rock from the bag that he's carrying, and he hurls it at your general direction here. So let's see. So this is a ranged attack. Here we go. All right. So this is going to be hurled towards Idril's direction. That's who he saw. I'm gonna just move Idril one step out as well, since that's how this got timed. All right, this rock just starts whistling through the air towards you with some pretty high velocity and smacks you, Idril. I think this might be a crit on you. 29? Yeah. This thing really basically bludgeons you and bashes you by surprise, causing 32 points of damage.
I am down.
Oh,
So you're down?
Oh, let me see. Pretty sure I am.
It might
Yeah,
be.
30 hit points.
Idril has 30.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's just over. If it weren't a crit, it would not have killed, but it was. Yeah, so Idril falls, guys, and Reckla, it's your turn.
With Reckla's first action, going to cast Vision of Weakness on the giant. So that should just reveal any weakness he has and which of its 3 savings throws is lowest. And I get a +2 to my next attack or skill check.
Okay, let's see what it says. I think, you basically get the sense of giants in general, particularly this giant, that they're just bullies and they're cowards. If you were able to be a bigger, more well-organized threat that they perceived, they would be very cowardly. But when they feel like they're the biggest, most threatening thing in the area, then they're just going to really be quick-tempered and violent.
Right.
That's not a lot to give you. As far as attacks are concerned, I would say that their reflexes are poor.
Okay.
Yeah. So reflexes are not great. Their will is not excellent either, but their fortitude is obviously, and they're quite fast. They can cover a lot of ground very fast, which he's done already by catching up to you guys here. So, yeah.
With the next action, he's going to dig out one of his lesser healing potions, and with his last action, he's gonna force it down Idril's throat.
All right. Yeah, you can roll then for the healing.
So it should be 2d8 plus 5.
Wow. Great
So,
roll.
and Jamie, you're going to need to adjust there was no way for me to take that critical damage.
Oh, that's okay. Yeah, you would have been at -2.
Yep.
And now you've got, what was the total here, Scott?
21.
21. Okay, so you should be at 19.
He will sputter. Sputter awake. Run!
Yeah.
Run!
That was a rough go. You didn't even see it. It smacks you with the thing, you're down, and then you're back up and you still probably don't even know exactly what it is. Okay, so Kurth is up next. Who wants to control Kurth?
What does he even have as a weapon? Do we know?
Kurth, you can arm him with anything that you've got in your general loot if you want. If you've not done that, I'm fine with you doing that whenever.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
by
I guess
default,
we'll say
he
short
wears.
sword.
Yeah, he also has a sling. Sling and
Okay.
spear would be like the go-to for
Right.
them. They're all equipped with that, but if you want to give them other weapons, of course you can.
Yeah, we'll say he's got a spear. Makes sense.
And the thing about the Capolds is that they are good at sneak attack. They do get extra damage on sneak attack, so that's...
I guess I didn't necessarily state this, but Reckla would have called out the weaknesses for everyone to know.
Yeah.
For the giant.
Yeah. Like he's
That's
just
like a
he's
free
just
action,
a bully.
right? To yell it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. Is Kurth dumb enough to just charge this thing?
Dumb enough, or it's really more about direction. Like he's following your order.
Yeah.
So he's not going to
Alright,
act independent if you don't want him to.
Yeah, so maybe we'll just get him to start flanking a little bit rather than trying to do any attacks yet.
Do you want him to try to hide? You want to try?
Yeah, so we'll try and move them and try and find some kind of hiding spot,
Okay.
like
Let's
a
see if.
sneak and a hide.
Okay, so he's gonna move with one action and then try to, or two actions and then try to hide with the
Yeah.
last action. Let's see. I'm looking for his stealth, and I don't see it. So,
Skills. Got a stealth. Yeah.
oh,
here.
okay, okay, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. All right, so Kurth is up there. He is trying to get himself hidden and flanked. Dallett.
I'm going to be reckless here. And I will run up. I'm going to take out my sword, run up to the giant, and try to trip him. I'm going to trip a second ago.
Hmm.
I think I have to make an unarmed attack against them.
Here it says you can use any weapon. Or no, that's saying that if your weapon has the trip capability.
Yeah.
Never mind. Sorry.
Make an unarmed attack against him. Armed fist. There we go.
Wow, that's a hit.
Okay, cool.
That's right on.
That's my whole turn. I just wanted to knock down a giant so he has to waste his time getting back up.
All right, so you've done 5 damage in the process too. Okay, so he's taken his
Cool.
first hit. Nice. All right, so Dallett's knocked him down to size here. I think Idril, you can go.
How do I target this guy? Oh, too many VTTs, I tell you.
You can just declare what you want Idril to do. I don't know if it will interact with the token or not.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get it to do. I'm going to be casting, getting up off of the ground.
Yep. So yep, one action.
Yep, and then use a 2 action to cast Sudden Bolt.
Ah, okay. So this is a basic reflex save. Let's see if this guy can do that. Just did it. So he takes half.
Ooh.
Okay, so he
That's
takes
20, half of 21, so 10 points.
Okay. Yeah. You got that. It hit him. You still. Oh no, that's it. That'd be it for Idril.
Yep.
Okay. Drithin. Someone want to have them?
I figure we'd each take a kobold to command, right?
Yeah. Do you want to do Drithin, Ben? Since you got
sure.
a D on your name, he's got a D on his name. We'll pair you guys up.
What's their movements?
It is, I think, it's 25.
Here. Oh, interesting. Okay, so then I will do take out a sling attack. I think is this button? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. Unfortunately, that will be a crit miss.
Oh. All right.
Uh.
I guess I'll roll on that table for him.
Let's see what happens here. Okay, so he spilled his sling bullets as he's trying to. He's probably shaken quite a bit while he's trying to load that sling. So he's dropped that. He still has one more action though. So if he want to, he could switch weapon or he could try to pick up what he's dropped, that kind of thing.
I think that was all his actions because he moved, took out the sling. And
Oh,
fired.
that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the last one is Verback. If you want to control him, Chris.
Okay. Do they all have slings?
Yeah, they have slings and spears. Unless you guys want to equip them with something else that you've got in your loot or your inventory, I'm just gonna assume that they've got spears and slings. Here's his sheet.
Yeah, I'll just.
So he would need to get a little closer to try to throw the spear, but he could do the sling from where he's at.
Yeah, we'll just try to do the sling.
Okay. His AC is 23.
1 second. Do you have their bonuses?
That should be factored in on his character sheet. If you click on it from his sheet, it should factor in all of his.
Can you share that again? I did not see anything with a sling on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So if you go down to
Scroll down a little bit.
ranged strikes on the character
Ah,
sheet,
okay.
you'll see it, and then you
Right,
click
right,
on
right.
the word, it should pop. There we go. Ah, okay. Unfortunately, that one misses its target, but he still has another action. You want to attack it a second time?
Yeah.
Okay.
And will this calculate the map?
It should do the second attack. You should see a number 2 after sling. Yeah, there you go. So it did, and that ends up being a crit miss. So on the rollable tables tab, which is next to the gear icon in the upper right, if you scroll down, there's a rollable table for weapon fumble.
Weapon?
Yeah.
Yeah, weapon fumble.
Yeah. Okay, so he's just basically lost his footing and has an AC penalty for the next round. So not
Yep.
too bad. Okay. All right. We are back. We're top of the order, and the hill giant, who's now got to get himself up off the ground. That's what he will do begrudgingly. He will pick himself up, stand up, and yeah, he doesn't look too happy about that whole situation. I think he is going to go ahead and bring down the great club that he's carrying towards the human in front of him. All right, so 24 hit.
Ooh, I think that hits. Let's see. Pretty sure AC is 21 right now. Yep.
Okay. Smashes the ground or smashes you and the ground as well, and shakes the earth as it smacks, knocking you back and doing 20 points of bludgeoning damage. I think for those of you that saw this, it was like him swinging like a small tree, and if anyone had been standing in the vicinity, they would have also been affected by it. It was that large of a radius, blast radius, that this weapon has. So that would be another thing, maybe Reckla, that you would have picked up on as well, is that his club has a area of effect on it of 10 feet. All right, so let's see. He gets another action. I think he will just try to smash again. He likes to smash. So he's going to try a... Oh, wait a second. So this does a... Oh, okay, yeah. It moves you back 5 feet, Dallett, from the hit. So you're actually not right in front of him now. He is then at that point going to go ahead and reach into his bag and pull out another rock and throw the rock. Who's he going to pick? Let's see.
Is it not an action for him to pull out the rock?
It says...
It's like all one action.
Oh, yeah, it is an action. So he's got the rock out, ready to throw it. Yeah, it is an action. I just saw that.
Okay.
He cannot do the second attack now, but he's preparing to do... All right, Reckla.
Okay. I'm gonna try it. I think Reckla's gonna try to use Charitable Urge on the hopefully not very willful giant. And that's your weapons. You don't need your weapons anymore.
Charitable urge.
Why would you need your weapons against us?
It's interesting. I'm just trying to think of how this would apply in a already established combat.
Yeah,
so
I
let
don't
me
know.
just
Maybe
see.
it doesn't work.
Let's see. Let me see.
Maybe it's just like I'm speaking to his ego. I'm
Ooh.
like, you're so big and powerful. What would you need weapons for? You could probably kill us just with your hands.
It has language for combat encounters in the failure section.
Okay. So yeah, there are some different outcomes based on its... Okay, yeah, so I've got an idea of how it could respond then. Okay, so it is a basic will save. Let's see how that goes. It doesn't have great will, so let's see.
Oh,
Just over a second. So what does it say, though, for...
round one.
Okay.
With Reckla's last action, he will give Dallett guidance.
Oh, okay. All right. So you can run Kurth as well.
All right, I think Kurth will try to flank. We'll try and stealth around still. Well, he's trying to flank so that they can get the flanking bonus on him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. Let me see if I can move these. I moved everybody a little bit to the right so you can fit them. All right, so he's.
Let me roll his stealth check.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So he's not.
But
yeah,
I mean,
he's not doing it
he won't
stealthily, but
he won't get a sneak attack
right
back there.
He still has
That
one
should
more.
have been that should have been 2 actions, and then I guess he'll attack
Okay.
with his last action. Here? That's a crit miss.
It is. That's a terrible roll.
There's no adjacent ally.
Okay, so it's
plus the AC, -2 attack.
not good. Okay. All right, Kurth is at least got a flank hold on this thing for you, so that's good. All right, Dallett, you're up next.
All right. Take that stride forward. We can try to do a strike, not combat.
Oh,
Grabs everything, this guy. Real handsy. Yes.
That hit?
oh, do you have any plus
You have
ones?
plus
22.
one.
It's 23 to hit,
Oh,
and I know
No,
you've
they
got
are-
one, but do you have?
They are flanking, aren't they?
Oh yeah, you are.
He's
You are.
flanking.
Thank you.
Okay, cool.
beautiful.
Okay,
All
cool.
the bonuses. We needed all the
Oh,
bonuses.
you got to get them all.
Every +1.
All right, so you have done 9 piercing damage to this thing. All right, the dueling
That's the
sword.
first damage.
No, it's taken. That's the third thing that's hit
Okay.
it. Yeah, Dallett hit it twice, and then Idril's, yeah, I think it was Idril's spell did half damage.
10 points.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, that would be
Oh, that's a fumble,
a
isn't it?
crit. Yeah, miss. Yeah.
Not with the bonuses. Oh wait, no, I guess it is still. It's 10 under.
It's
With
still
the bonus.
10.
It's flat-footed now, isn't it? Or it's at least grabbed. Does that count toward anything?
Yeah, it would be flat-footed, so that it would be flat-footed if it's grabbed from your last hit. But yeah, so that should be. I don't know if that all stacks. I guess it does. Yeah. Yeah. It wouldn't be a crit miss.
Okay. I'm
Um.
cool with avoiding these by 1.
Yeah. No, you're right to ask. Drithin is up next.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool. So now that it's grabbed, I will have. Let's see how far that is. Oh, cool. Get that other side covered up. There. Have him pull out his spear and try to find the button for the spear. Out there. Cool.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, and that's it.
It's a. What was it? A 5? Yeah, it's a 5. Okay.
I just stabbed myself. Nope. Okay, cool.
All right.
That's the end of his turn anyway.
All right. Idril's up.
Okay. And we'll turn to him and weave mystical dark magic around its brain, casting fear. Hopefully.
Ooh, okay. All right. We'll save. Let's see.
Okay, you gotta
Oh, Nat won it.
Nice.
Crit
Nice.
fail. Frightened 3. Fleeing for 1 round. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Is it it's not under 10, is it? Is the 1 still a crit fail?
The one's always a crit fail, and the way I've been
Okay.
doing it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And he's fleeing for 1 round.
Yeah. Yeah. So that'll be his action coming up. But you definitely see it took an effect. Like his demeanor would have changed. Yeah, noticeably.
Nice.
Awesome.
And then taking some steps away.
Going the opposite way. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
smart.
And I will, let's see here. Just wondering if, what I'll do.
Okay. And you
Say
can
something like, I think I made him afraid.
okay. And you can control Verbak, the kobold.
And he will sling.
Oh,
That's awesome.
hits
Oh.
him.
Terrible crit damage.
Wow.
The crit damage is
And then he'll
insane.
sling again. But that second one will miss.
All right. For the crit hit, you can roll on the rollable table for a critical hit. It might give you a better outcome than 2 damage.
Knocked
Oh,
out.
so he doesn't even get a chance. He doesn't even get a
David
chance
and
to
Goliath.
run.
Kobold versus the Hill Giant.
Hell
That
yeah.
is awesome. Okay, so he's going
Furback's
to.
gonna have to be renamed to David, I think.
Yeah, he just brought him down. So even before he could run, because his turn would have been next, and he would have been definitely he was already down in action because he was stunned. So he would have had 2 actions, and he would have been fleeing with both actions. But now he has fallen, and so he's down on the ground at this point.
And he's also Fear 3, which is pretty strong.
Yeah, yeah, and he's got Fear 3 on him. So let's see. For this round, he only gets the 2 actions. So
He's also still grabbed.
if he's knocked out and grabbed, let's see. He's in trouble all of a sudden. All right.
Got a limp giant in your hands right now.
Okay, yeah, so he's gonna lose his turn entirely this round, and it'll be Reckless turn next.
Alright, Reckla will cast Burst. Oh, 11 damage. Well, I guess he could still.
Fortitude save.
Yeah.
fail.
Let's see. How's that gonna go for him?
And if I center it right in the middle, it shouldn't affect anyone else.
He's pretty good at Fortitude. Let's see how he does here. Yeah. He's
Oof,
pretty good.
yeah. Pretty good at Fortitude.
Dang.
Alright, that was really the only decent offensive spell Reckla has, unfortunately. I guess I could try that next time. Okay, final action.
And it doesn't apply this time because you could have put that spell anywhere you wanted and kept it out of range of affecting your party. But I could see in the future or in a different environment how it would potentially affect your party. So it's a really
Yeah.
neat spell, though. I like that spell a lot.
Yeah, it's one of Reckla's signature spells. I'm gonna go ahead and give Dallett the guidance again.
Nice. Okay. And Kurth.
Earth has got a big giant to stab.
A sleeping giant.
A big sleeping giant. Scaredy giant.
Scared.
Having nightmares in his dreams. If he's
So he's
prone,
got
you
yeah.
get bonus and all
Yeah,
that.
you get all kinds of bonuses here. Let's see, I'm just trying to get the exact.
Is it?
Okay.
Unless it's 8, it's not gonna matter.
I think it's automatic crit, isn't it? If you hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, if the attacker is adjacent to an unconscious creature and performs a melee attack, the attack is treated as a critical hit if it hits. Bonuses would be what is it? +4. And you're flanking, so you'd have 4 plus 2 more. You'd have 6. I can get you to 21, but I don't know.
That's pretty good. That's all the help I could ask for. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any other bonuses I'm leaving on the table for you, but that's
All right, he'll stab again. Stab again.
okay.
Now. Oh. 1 hits. Oh wait.
I don't think
Hold
that
on.
was doing the
I
second
wasn't-
attack.
Yeah, I wasn't doing the thing. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it would have been you would have critically missed on the second attack. Okay, so he's having a yard sale here
Yeah.
all of a sudden, and just unfortunately
know
isn't
what to
able
do
to hit
about
this
it.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Dallett is up.
Let's do another combat grab since that'll be this turn.
Well, he's out, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna hero point that.
Yeah, that would not be good. Wow. Okay. That's a good hit. Absolutely, and that's critical damage. So, okay, big hit.
Does he become conscious after taking damage?
Yeah, he's going to lose his unconsciousness after this turn.
Then I will do.
Nice.
That's a hit too.
Another 20.
20 more.
Beautiful.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, he looks bloodied up now. He looks like he's seen some things here. You got
Okay.
one more action?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether or not to risk that.
I know. It's minus 10,
Already.
so I don't know that you could even... I guess so, because
Yeah.
it's only really minus 4 because of all the pluses you're getting. So I guess it's technically, but you would need like a 19 or a 20, I think.
Yeah, it's the thing. So I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna give up that last action.
Take
Okay.
his
Keep
club
going.
or something.
Hey, no, I already grabbed him, so never mind.
You can, yeah, and you could step or something if you wanted to, but otherwise, yeah.
No,
Uh,
because I want to keep the grabbed conditions.
okay. All right, what would you like Driffin to do?
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's just have get the -1 on this attack. I think
What's his negative for?
that we fumbled last
Oh,
time.
that's right, yeah, but he has plus 6, so plus 5. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so let's see.
Oh, it's still a critical miss, even with the 5.
All right. Drops his weapon.
Okay.
That was one attack. Pick that up and attack again. Will be his last one. Okay, cool.
He rolled a 1.
Yeah, fumbling all over.
In this
Oh.
case, he's actually gonna strike you.
Yep.
So
Yeah, if you'd only put him in that square.
so you're gonna take the 3 damage from
Yeah,
his
okay.
spear. Okay. Idril's up next.
Ooh, let's see here. Have any more? We'll just go with a slashing gust cantrip.
Okay.
Go towards the air at the giant, and see if I hit him.
So you'd have plus 5. So yeah, you would hit. He doesn't get
That would only be 5 damage.
5. Okay. All right. Yeah, another attack that's hit though. So you guys are on a roll here. What else? Anything else for Idril?
Nope, that's 2 actions, and there doesn't look like there's anything to hide behind.
Yeah. Okay. Verback, who knocked out the
Yep.
giant.
He is running up. That's 25 there. He's going to pull out his spear,
Oh,
and he's going to finish.
he'll have his spear out, so you won't have to waste an action on it.
Okay, good. Then I will stab that fucker twice.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Ah. Actually,
Oh, that's arranged.
that's a
Yeah.
ranged. Yeah, try the
Oh, is
melee
it?
version. It might be better for you. 'Cause this one gives you
Oh,
plus 5.
let's see here.
Same. Okay. Okay.
Oh, damn it. All right. And then the second one. Nope. He is. Yeah.
Yeah, these are crit misses, so he very likely he drops his stuff.
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
It seems to be a
Oh,
Yeah.
he dropped his pack and he
another yard
stumbled.
sale.
Okay. So yeah, there's all
Nice.
kinds of stuff laying around this giant now. All right, that I think is it, and we're back to the giant who is now conscious. He is. The fear effect would be worn off because it was 1 round, right? It said 1 round.
No, it goes.
Or
So it's.
Oh yeah, it's frightened 3.
So it's frightened 3 and fleeing 1. So the fleeing 1 would have worn off, but the frightened 3, that takes 3 rounds.
That'd be
1
frightened
per
2
round.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
frightened 2.
1 per round to wear off.
Okay, so he's gonna have a minus on his actions. Okay, the giant will stand up after taking a rock off the noggin, and he will reorient himself. Let's see, I'm gonna say that he's gonna spend his second action picking up his things, assuming that he would have dropped his things when he got knocked out. So he's spent another turn stumbling and fumbling. So back to Reckla.
And does Dallett get a attack of opportunity or a reaction attack when he stands up?
Only if he doesn't interact or manipulate, which I guess might be picking.
Yeah, I think he would because he's picking up his things, and you have him grabbed.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There you go.
Okay, so 8 more. All right.
Nice.
Nice.
Reckla will cast Daze.
Will DC. Okay. Wow. Yeah, you guys are really doing a toll on him now. That's good. You've got him all kinds of conditioned out. Okay.
Yeah.
It's 4 damage, and then he's also going to be dealing with the effects of Daze.
And then for last action, why not? We'll go with the good old guidance to Dallett.
Nice. All right, Kurth.
Kurth is going to grab his spear. That'll be first action. And then try to stabby stab.
God.
Jeez. Let's see if he drops it again.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
he does.
It's just, it's almost like he's probably hitting the giant, and it's just,
And it's
he's
just like
losing his
bouncing
grip.
off. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Final action, he'll pick it up.
All right. He's equipped again. Dallett.
I will.
You have done a lot of damage to this thing personally. Just yourself. You've done a lot of damage.
Let's do combat grab again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, crit. You want to roll on the crit table?
Yeah. I feel like I can do
I
better
think you
than
should. It's usually better than 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. So you have halved his strength, which is a big part of his his whole repertoire. So he has hide armor. Let's see. Okay. Okay. So it will negate the strength being halved, but the armor will be damaged. So his armor class is now going to be 21.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Ooh.
And that was what, 9 damage. Okay, 9.
Ah.
Ugh.
At least it's not a fumble.
No, it's not anymore. Or it is. No, it isn't anymore. It isn't
He's
anymore.
flanked,
Because
yeah.
I'm forgetting
He's
your
still flanked.
pluses. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. I'll leave that third action again.
Okay. Drisson.
All right. Let's do that spear again. I think.
Why not?
Yeah, he picked it up and stabbed me, but he's still suffering from a -2, so it's probably going to be a fumble. Oh, okay, not a fumble.
Not a fumble.
Respectable.
Yeah, just a miss.
14. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Let's just try for another. That one is the fumble. Okay, cool. All right, cool. I guess I'll just pick up his spear again.
Okay. Idril.
Let's see here. Just go with the slashing gust again. Actually, I can do an arc and not have it arc, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
Oh
just
my
cast electric arc.
Goodness. Okay. Reflex save. It's not his strong
Why
suit.
is it? It should not be. Hang on one second. I don't
Yeah.
know. It should actually be a 19 DC.
Okay, he fails. He fails. So this is critical damage, which is less than your normal damage here. Okay.
Also, just forcing 2 times 2.
It shouldn't have been. It should be 3d4. So do you want me to roll 3d4?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not.
Okay.
Wait,
So
5.
At least it was not less than your normal damage, which is weird, but okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Critical hit.
No, it's not an actual. I gotta go in and change.
Okay.
Gotta go in and change that spell because it shouldn't be. It should be a saving throw. It shouldn't be.
There's no attack
Right.
roll. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay.
It would have been great if it would have been if it would have actually used slashing gust because that has persistent damage on it. And then Mr. Kobold is going to stab and stab.
Stab and
Maybe.
drop. Stab and
Well,
drop.
it's not critical miss.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that is not a critical miss either. So
Attack
you've
from
got
Yeah.
yeah.
And that's the trash can garbage.
Yeah, the last one that you know is gonna certainly. It's like you only can roll one number to hit on the last one with the kobolds.
Right.
Okay, so I'm sure he's had another spilling of things as that happens.
Yeah.
Back to the top of the turn, Hill Giant. Okay, so he is now frightened 1, I believe.
Right.
And let me
And
fix. All right, and he's got his things back.
he should be. No, that was something else. Sorry.
So this is a point for him where he is going to take a really wide swing with his great club. And oh, I see. Okay. He is going to target. He can target 2 foes. He's going to target Dallett and Verback, who have done the most damage to him, or at least had the most impactful. And he is going to swing the sucker straight down. And pretty sure he hits. Is it critical? Because that would be a big problem if it were.
Not for me.
Okay. It is critical for Verback. Okay, so Verback goes down immediately. And let's see, what's he gonna do next? He's got one more action. I think he will go ahead and... Actually, he's got 2 actions. He's going to pull out a rock and chuck the rock.
I'm taking the
And...
track.
Okay. Go ahead. You can take that right now. That's a hit. Alright, so 5 more. And he's feeling it. He's feeling it, guys. He's definitely on the ropes. He's going to chuck this rock, though. And I think he's going to aim this one at Reckla, who he's so far not done much to. And... oh my god, I think he rolled a 1 and he probably still hit you, didn't he?
Yeah, he still hits. He's
Ooh.
gonna wish he didn't.
The Blood Vendetta. Yes. How could he dare spill your blood?
He just wasn't smart enough to know.
Okay, so will DC is, again, not his thing. Oh, but he did roll
Oh my god.
crit success. Wow. Unaffected by the Vendetta, but he does 15 damage to you with that rock that he hurls.
All right.
And that's it for him. And it's your turn.
Go ahead, send a ray of enfeeblement his way.
Ooh.
Fortitude.
That's fortitude. Yeah.
Yeah. He rolled an 18. He has a plus 17.
I was gonna say.
He has to roll, pretty low.
I'm gonna go with another guidance.
Good old guidance. All right.
Best thing I can do with a single action. Kurth will see. Did he have his spear? Yeah, he had his spear. He picked it back up at the end of his last turn. He's going stab. +2?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's flanked.
4 damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Doesn't know how to react, I bet. Actually, he does with another stab.
And another drop. Very
Another
likely.
drop.
No. Okay. Just a little stumble. Okay. Anything else?
There's no need to attack a 3rd time. It can only
I would
end
say if you want to just use your last action to regain his footing, you can negate the penalty and not
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds. Yeah, that's
fine with that.
appropriate.
Dallett. Dallett
Right,
is
I'm just
hurting.
gonna switch over here so I'm out of range of any fumbles. I can't get stabbed again or anything.
Friendly fire.
Then I'm gonna do the combat grab again.
Ooh.
that.
Okay.
Roll on a critical table.
It's a hit and it would be 20 damage. Oh no.
Ooh.
All right. Tell us how Dallett kills the hill giant
With a grab.
with a grab
Yeah,
attack.
okay, I'll use the grab as an anchor point to swing myself up and jump up and just try to get on his head straight down.
Yeah, and it just caves in. His big rock skull just cracks open with that, and he falls over in a big pile of mass because he is a quite large individual, but he is no longer with us.
Is it possible to give back a medicine check to bring him back, or
Run over there and
Did get
he got
Blasted.
annihilated.
He got 38 points of damage.
Yeah, he
right?
was.
So
Let me see.
that's
Where...
3 times his hit points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
It's catastrophic at that. I forget what the terminology is. Yeah, he's not going to be
Splatter.
recoverable by that.
Normal means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he'll be
That is
remembered
total
forever
splatter.
for that shot he took
He brought
with
a
the sling.
giant down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty epic. That little kobold knocked that giant out, actually.
We'll take Verbak's sling and give it to Drither and then be like, this is the sling that brought a giant down.
That's awesome. And so, yeah, on the monster, he's got a sack with a bunch of rocks in it that he's carrying. He's got his
Rock stack.
tore up hide armor, but it's big enough that it could be useful for a smaller creature. He's got this great club which he used to smash and shove. Those are the things that you find on him.
Right, put those in the party loot. We could conceivably try and track him back or track his steps back to where his lair might be too. He might have other duty. But we were just bedding down for the night,
Yeah,
basically.
you
We haven't
haven't
even
rested or anything. Yeah.
rested. Yeah, so maybe we try and do that in the morning. If it's
Also,
not like, yeah.
lose the road.
Okay. So what will you do with the giant and his corpse for the evening? Just let him lay there and
Yeah, I guess so.
it's be hard to move.
Probably a little, yeah, unless we dismember it, and that's a lot of work.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the only other thing we could do is set it on fire, but it was raining.
And that would
Yeah.
stink.
Yeah.
Yeah, could draw unwanted attention also. A lot of things to consider, but
Yeah.
I think some of you will probably need some rest and healing. So we'll say that you guys are going to go ahead and put Verbak to rest, perhaps to end the evening, and then
Yeah.
get yourselves maybe
Maybe do some medicine checks on each other.
Yes, if you want to do any of those types of checks before your rest, and then we'll process your rest as well. Yeah, I'm not going to throw something at you in the middle of the night here, so we'll
Ooh, I just hurt myself.
we'll move it to morning so you guys can get the benefits of your recovery for a night's rest.
I think both of you needed healing, right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
First, one of them worked.
yeah, I was going to go alphabetically there.
That would be Idril.
Get to the. Just click that twice. 'Cause I'll do myself.
So is that 11? Yeah.
Yeah. Then I can, if you don't get enough healing, I can repeat. Morning.
It's 20 is the DC 20?
15 for
Yeah,
basic.
it's 15
Okay.
for the first.
All right, I'm good.
Okay.
I think Idril is as well. Dallett
Yeah,
Yeah.
does Dallett.
use some healing.
Yeah, so Idril will use assurance on it, so it's automatic success.
Okay.
Woo.
Ooh, there you go. Some good rolls.
27, nice.
Let's see if we can edit these creatures. One of the things I think we'll do that really stands out now is that your kobolds are going to be they're going to be slaughtered if we don't do something to beef them up. I feel like that they've been with you and companions of yours, and I'd like to level them up as PCs, as NPCs, but level them up and give them classes and make regular character sheets for them so that they can exceed 12 hit points and have a better chance of hitting opponents, because they've now fought alongside you guys for the better part of a month or more that they've been
Right.
at your side.
We've fought Chimera, we've fought
Yeah. So
Giant.
I'll change their character sheets to regular sheets after this session, and we'll start to give them levels. But for now, what I'm going to do is just increase their hit points by 8 apiece. So they're going to max out at 20 hit points now instead of 12.
Cool.
And then I'll work on the other pieces of them later. But that'll at least help with the near term. So then the following morning, everything goes through the night. You guys are resting, recovering. You'll get your hit point recovery for the overnight rest, and then you guys can attempt additional healing or anything else that you want to do. I think you've already done some of that, but yeah, it's light, it's daytime, and the corpse is still rotting feet away from you.
Do you still need healing?
No, don't worry about it. I have 3 hit points. I'm only missing 3 hit points.
Okay.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So do you guys plan to track the hill giants, or do you want to move on towards the mine?
Yeah, I think we've got time to track the giant, right? They're gonna be slowly coming behind us, making a road. It's not like they're gonna catch up to us right
No,
away.
yeah, they're way behind you
The
still.
main concern is that what happens if Mama Giant and Baby Giant, or their entire group, is there?
Well, that's a good. Then we just leave. I feel like taking on a bunch of giants.
No.
Okay, so if someone wants
Plus,
to,
I guess there's also. I'm sorry. I was just gonna say. I know giants can probably move through the terrain a lot further than we can, a lot quicker than we can. So there is the possibility that its lair is real far. So maybe we have a cutoff point where like we don't get to it in a certain amount of time. We just call it, get back onto the pathing the road.
Give it a day.
Give it a day.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, let's give it a try. Let's see if we can find it.
okay, so whoever wants to try to track can do a survival check if you're trained. And
Reckla is trained.
okay. Okay, so you are able to follow his tracks, Reckla, and which lead back sort of northwest of where you're currently at. And let's see. Let me have you basically follow his tracks through the landscape around like some gentle sloping hills, and when you guys reach a hilltop, I'm gonna have you roll perception checks, please. All right, so you see basically some uprooted trees that are down in the valley to your northwest, and as you follow that down, you see a body of what looks like the body of a mitflit that is crushed by what was a trap that was set, and it was a spring trap, and the mitflit basically got caught in it, and he's been crushed, so he's like between 2 trees. So it's like the arms of this mitflit and legs are sticking out, and the rest of it is crushed between these 2 trees, which shows you that the trap had been set off. You do also notice from your tracking check that there's some other tracks that seem to crisscross with the giants, and they appear to you. Do a nature check if you're trained in nature. Anyone? You think that the other tracks that you see are from dire wolves, and that has your attention. You know that they would be scavenging potentially if there were other remains, large remains that were here. You don't think that the dire wolves would take on a hill giant, but there's definitely dire wolves in the area, and you see some evidence of them. But ultimately, what you guys had noticed was that there was, by the uprooted tree, there is a hole in the ground underneath it that you can find your way into, and it's just a pretty crude lair where you find in it what looks like a small kitchen. One corner of the area looks like it has a fire pit that was used at some point, and suspended above the fire there's like a spit and like a carcass of something that may look like a mitflit also, but one that was probably cooked. And let's see what else. You saw a couple of vines that are kind of, looks like they were used to hold prisoners. They had these vines that were being used to tie and hold back prisoners in this lair as well. But I guess beyond that, if you guys are wanting to search it, you can do a... Let's see, what is the right check here? Perception. We'll just use perception, and I'll just make a modifier on it. Okay. All right, you needed a 22. So I was like, all right, I hope someone gets this. You find also in the cavern that there's a little alcove, and in the alcove is a crude looking chest. It was like it's made from parts of different chests, like they were put together, different styles and shaped chests put together into its own crude version of one. Anybody want to check it out?
Yeah, he was crafty enough to put a tree trap outside, but I doubt he had the dexterity to create a trap on the chest. Yeah, Reckla will open it up. Or try to open it up.
All right. Yeah, you are able to get the chest to kind of pull open for you, and in it you find all kinds of tattered looking sacks and bags, and gives you a sense that these things were accumulated and taken from different groups. But in total, you find, how much is it? 700 in silver pieces and 212 gold pieces.
Dang, we've
That's
almost
nice.
doubled our gold and silver. We more than doubled our silver on that.
And
Scott, are you putting that in the loot?
Yeah, I'm gonna add it to the party loot.
you find 3 gems. I don't know if anybody has the ability to appraise them, but you find 3 precious gems and a gold necklace with a pendant. What else did we see here? One of the other things that gets your attention, 2 other things get your attention, is that there is a giant ornately carved drinking horn. And if you roll a nature check, you think that it may be the horn of a dragon, but you don't know what kind of dragon the horn is from. But it's been carved into a drinking vessel. And it has some value. You definitely know it has some value. And then
Oh, sorry.
No,
Keep going.
the last thing that you found is a tattered map. I will say there are, within the rest of the lair, like there's some other tools laying around in the lair, and you do find enough basic ingredients. You find, how many is it? 18 basic ingredients that you're able to recover as well from the area. So,
We'll be using detect magic cantrip.
okay. And let's see. Oh, there is a, okay, so there is a 2 scrolls, and those are magical. Those are the only things that would be magical. Yeah, that's it.
Got it.
Yes, so you guys have uncovered the treasure, you've defeated the hill giant, and I assume you're gonna want to move on towards the Sootscale Cavern.
Yeah.
So that's
How much time did we lose tracking? How much of the day did it take to track
it was about half a day. So if you spend the second half of the day, you can reach the entrance to the Sootscale Cavern by day's end,
Okay.
so that you can either camp, and I guess that's where we'll leave it, and I'll leave that decision to you guys to tell me what you would do when you reach the Sootscale Cavern, let's say at dusk.
Yeah.
Would your intent be to enter the cavern and explore the cavern at that time, or would you make camp before exploring the cavern next session? That'll help me plan.
I would think we would make camp before going into the cavern.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I will plan on you guys having a full rest, at least planning to, outside of the Sootscale Cavern. Let me find the map. I'll put us on the map as well and give you guys a refresher of what that looked like. I think it was, actually, this is the one we'll use for the entrance to the cavern. Yeah, and I'll put you guys down a little ways away from it. I gotta get Idril on there. It's gonna be big. There we go. All right. Yeah, that's where I think is a good ending spot. I think you guys accomplished a pretty good amount of things here today. You've got 2 projects in the works. You're going to get a pretty good amount of XP for having done what you did to the giant. You've got yourself some more loot. And hopefully next session we'll have a full crew and you'll have a better chance of surviving some of the other things that you may run into. But yeah, I think that's probably a good point to stop for the evening.
Awesome.
Cool. All
That's
right.
great.
Stuff
Thanks,
good.
guys.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah.
thanks for hustling over, Chris, and playing back-to-back games. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah, it's the first one started 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours ago, 6
Oh,
p.m.
man.
Yeah, CST. So 5 hours of Pathfinder.
that's pretty awesome.
Marathon gamer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
haven't done that in a long time. Haven't done that many in a row in a long time. So
It's
Yeah.
almost made me feel like I was 18 again.
yeah,
But now I'm ready to go to sleep
Uh,
because I gotta go to work early in the morning. So
I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Appreciate you.
So yeah, thanks for doing it. It was a good session. I think you rallied to overcome the hill giant because things were not looking good there for a split second, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, everything started piling up. I mean, you must have had about 4 or 5 conditions on that giant at one point, and so
Yeah.
it was pretty impressive once you got rolling.
yeah, my wife is not very happy with me right now. So I need to go and
No worries. We'll let you take care of that. Good luck on your persuasion roll.
Yeah.
And yeah,
there'll be
guys.
some serious diplomacy. Y'all have a good week.
You too.
Take care.
care.
Cheers.
We'll see y'all. Take care, guys.
Yeah.